Hi, welcome to Subway. What can I get for you? My name is John, and I'll be your sandwich artist for today. No, no. Imagine if we had to say that each and every time. My name is John, and I'll be your sandwich artist for today. I think that's what it's called on the application. It's a sandwich artist. But yeah. Imagine if you have to say that every single time. I mean, greeting the guests, that's one thing, but hello, welcome to Subway. What can I get for you? My name is John, and I'll be your sandwich artist for today. You know, I couldn't do it. But anyway, I made a lot of tips this week. Yesterday I was at work, and when I went to work, I had $2 left in my I had $2 left in my account. No, I had $2 left in my wallet, right? And when I walked out, I had about 11. So not that much, but it made $9 in tips. Today, I made $5 in tips. So, but yeah, I went to work today. Today was a day off, but one of the kids, I don't know. I hear he quit because I don't know, but he had to go to the hospital because he hurt his ankle or something. But she asked me last week. She's like, "Oh, could you work Friday, Saturday, Sunday?" I'm like, "I could work Friday. I can work Friday." And I asked her yesterday. I was like, "So what are Fridays like?" Because Friday is truck day as well, and I guess our truck didn't get here till like 5 o'clock because I was there till like 1:30. The truck never showed up. And someone came in and they said that the other subway, the one on on the other side of town, they didn't have any bread. Like apparently they were completely out of bread. Like when we're out of bread, when we say we're out of bread, it's we just don't have any to serve. Like usually when we're out of bread, it's in the proofer and there's some in the oven baking, and it's like, oh, give us like, this takes like maybe 30 minutes and then those go in, so maybe an hour or so. So it's like we don't run out of bread. Like I think I opened another case today, but even then we had like 3 cases left. But this other store was completely out. I'm like, how do you run out of bread? It's a Subway. How do you run out of bread? Like really, like imagine going to like a pizzeria. It's like, oh, sorry, we're out of dough. It's like, what? But I got I got a couple free sandwiches today that I had to waste out. Um, what was the first one? The first one I don't even remember. Oh yeah, the dude said it looked sloppy, or he's like, "Oh, that's the sloppiest looking sub I've." A lot of the times when they look sloppy, it's the sometimes the way the bread bakes, it becomes very thin, and when you know, it's really hard to put anything on it. So it came out sloppy looking because of the first piece was very thin. So I kind of had to get a wider loaf the next time around. But I had to waste that one out, which I ate. I just took off the jalapenos. I'm not a big jalapeno fan, but I just took those off and I just brought it into the back, and I'm like, it was a 6 inch, just like my wee wee. But so I ate that, and then the last person I had had today. So the dude comes in. I hate the people who are on their phones. They're sitting there. They're on their phones, and they see me. They clearly see that I'm waiting to take their order, and they're just taking forever. I don't know if the guy was talking to his wife or his girlfriend or whatever, but they said that he was like, yeah, she wants the chicken salad. I'm like, we don't have chicken salad. And then she said, he was like, oh, she said she wants tuna salad. I'm like, we don't have tuna salad. We have chicken and we have tuna. We don't have chicken salad or tuna salad. So I end up making one of them. One of his one's like the hot shot Italiano or a spicy Italian for the people who like to call it by its old name. Um, so and then the 6 inch whatever it was, I can't remember what it was, but yeah, I get through and I'm getting the condiments put on, And he's like, oh, she wants spicy brown mustard. I'm like, we don't have we have honey mustard and we have regular mustard. And then he like sighs and shakes his head like it's my fault that we don't have, you know, spicy brown mustard. And he's like, so I mean, I could pay for those. I'm like, if you know, I can just waste them out. He's like, oh, that's thanks, that's fine. I'm like, she wants what she wants. And I'm thinking, this is why I stay single. I don't feel like dealing with it. I really don't. But so I went ahead and wasted that one out. I put some little more extra cheese on it, some lettuce, some garlic, aioli, some mustard, or not mustard, mayo. And that's what I ate when I got home. Um, but I hate when people do that. Like, I understand not having one condiment, but like spicy brown mustard, that's very specific. If we don't have it, we don't have it. We have mustard and honey mustard. Pick one. Like, fuck. But it's like it's always when you get up to that last part. You've already made the sandwich, you're putting the condiments on, and then they're like, oh, I want tomatoes. It's like, well, we don't have tomatoes right now. Oh, well, I don't want the sandwich then. Like, you could have this thick sandwich because there are people who come in and just put everything on it. And it's like, oh, you don't have tomatoes? Well, I don't want it then. It's like, okay. Um, oh, it was oh, that's what I was hearing. At least the AC is turning on today. Wasn't yesterday. It was freaking, it was humid yesterday. But yeah, then my manager calls or texted me. She's like, please call me. And she wanted to ask me about the Italian urban cheese bread, about why it came out looking all fucking wonky, because it came out looking flat. And I told her, I'm like, the wheat bread used to be like that. Every time we had the wheat bread, you know, when I first started, that's it came, instead of having these nice large loaves, they came out like, and I'm like, I don't know what happened. I put in 30 white bread, 30 Italian urban cheese, and only 3 pans. So like out of the 30 Italian urban cheese, 15 of them came out wonky for some reason. Like they just flat. I said, I've seen bread like that when I've come in. Like if I'm working one day, like I'll be off one day, right? They'll make the bread and it'll come out looking like that. The next day when I come in, they have bread sitting in there looking like that. No one's ever said anything. It's like we still use it. But I said, I don't know. It's like the proofer. One, the proofer's taking like 2 hours to heat up when it's not supposed to. It's supposed to be, you turn it on, and like 10 minutes later, it's supposed to be ready to use. Like I got there 8 o'clock or so, like around 8 o'clock. I clocked in at maybe 8:30, but I think I put the bread in before that. And it took maybe 2 hours for the thing to proof, you know, for the dough to rise. It shouldn't be like that. It should only take an hour. Um, I'm like, it's, I don't know what's going on with it. I don't know if it was too far to the bottom, too far on top, not getting enough moisture, which that might have been the case. It might have just been one of the ones not getting enough moisture to help it rise. But I told her, I was like, we've gotten bread like that before. Like the wheat when I first started, that's what the wheat bread looked like, and we didn't know why. It's just the dough, I guess. I honestly should have just wasted it out and brought it home. You know? I mean, it would have, I don't know what I would have used it for, because you can't really use it for sandwiches, because you can't really, it's so flat, you can't really slice into it. But it's like cookies, you know? You get a batch of cookies, you get cookie dough, and you think, oh, all of it's going to be perfectly fine and the same. But then you cook them, you cook like 12 cookies, and like for some reason, 3 of them come out all wonky and not cooking correctly. It's just what happens sometimes. I did 60 bread total, and only 15 of them came out looking wonky. So I, the track record is still pretty good for a successful bread. But it happens all the time. I go in there and there's times where they've got bread in there that's practically burnt. And I'm like, I'm not using that. Like, it'll come out, it'll like be flat like that, and it's super dark, and you're not supposed to use it. But I'm like, who looked at this bread and thought that, like, the bread I did, the color was right. It was perfect. The color was perfect. It was just flat. But I'll come in sometimes and there'll be bread in there that's completely dark. And it's like, I don't know who looked at that and thought that was a good idea to keep, but I'm not using that. But yeah, and today was just one, like every single order. Every order was like 3 subs or more. I don't think I had an order until like closer to the end of the day, of my day, where I had like maybe 1 sub at a time. Like every single DoorDash ticket, 3 subs, 3 subs, 4 subs, 6 subs. I'm like, and then you got people coming in, and there I am by myself. Because, you know, that's what I love doing. I go in this morning. I had to close out the register again because no one's closing out at night like they're supposed to. There's no bread in the retarder, which there should be. So I've been constantly having just get the bread from the freezer and just put it straight into the proofer. I go in, there's pans sitting out waiting to be put away, which should have been done last night. There's no veggies prepped. I did a thing of turkey, ham, salami, pepperoni, roast beef. I did the 30 white bread, 30 Italian urban cheese. I haven't had to do cookies in a little bit because every time I go in, cookies are at least done. The cooler, the soda cooler is not stocked. At least we have the radio now. At least I can be annoyed with music on, at least. But I go in like nothing's ever done. But then if I don't get something done during my shift, I get complained at. You know, and they're like, oh, well, you're not supposed to clock in super early. And, you know, you're supposed to clock in almost like 5 minutes. It's like, with how much I have to do in the morning, there's no way that I can clock in at 9:30 and get it done by 10 o'clock. There's no way. 30 minutes to do all of that to get the store open? It's impossible. You can't do it. You can't do it. Like, they may be able to because they work for free sometimes. Like, they'll just work off the clock. I'm like, no. No, you guys work 5 days a week and all that. I'm not getting 5 days a week, so me coming in and clocking in an hour early, it's not going to do anything. You know? And if I have to come in and I have to prep veggies and do the dishes and with the bread, especially the Italian urban cheese, because trying to get that freaking Italian urban cheese to stick to frozen bread, not easy. You know, normally you just take the dough, roll it into the seasoning, and there you go. But when it's frozen, you can't do that because even though it's wet, it just doesn't stick. So you gotta, you gotta Salt Bay that thing. But, I have and then whoever's not closing at night, I gotta do that. And she's like, well, why are you punching in so early? It's like, because I need to see if I need to close the register because it won't let me unless I clock in. And it's not something I can just wait till like the last second to do. So I have to clock in when I get there to see, has the register and the thing been closed for the night, or, closed to where I can, end the day so I can start the day, or do I have to end day and that? It's like it doesn't let you clock in, or it doesn't let you see anything unless you clock in first. And I'm not gonna wait till 9:30, almost 10 o'clock, before I can find out. That's stupid. So I don't know who keeps freaking doing it, but I'm tired of dealing with that crap. But at least I got my pay today. It was supposed to be there yesterday, but then my district manager came in today and she brought them, and so went to the bank today and went to Ingles afterwards, and I picked me up some of these. These are pretty good. The home little in-house. They're, what are they? Yeah, they're just fried apple pie. They have peach, they have blueberry, they have cherry. I just went with apple. Apple pie. Got some cat food. And then I came home, and I don't know what he was doing, but Adam was in the front yard with one of Mama's babies. I'm like, Adam, what are you doing? Because I don't know if he was playing with it, because the baby's not hurt, not writhing in pain, so clearly he must have been just playing with it, and he must have followed him up to the front. But I just got concerned because the other day it was raining out, and one of the babies was sitting over there on the other porch, my roommate's brother's porch, and I went over there to get them to bring them back over here, and I saw a tail, like yee big, and it wasn't a squirrel tail. You could tell it wasn't like a mouse tail because it had fur on it. It looked awfully similar to a cat tail. And so I'm looking at it like, okay, here's a cat tail. Where's the rest of it? So Mama had 5 cats. Now she's down to 3. I don't know what happened to the first one. It's possible the second one maybe died and they, you know, because that's what they do to kind of dispose. They, you know, chomp. They ingest the corpse. But I saw the tail on one of the stairs. I'm like, where's the rest of it? But speaking of like the macabre, I found this at Dollar General. And yes, it is an actual skull. It's a squirrel skull. It was sitting like on the side of the store, like on that little ledge on the wall that's there on the wall. I don't know how it got there, because obviously it was just a skull. I mean, seriously doubt it's just like, and then it just plants itself. But yeah, it's an honest to goodness skull, a squirrel skull. It's pretty dope. I have a pelvis of something I think is a squirrel pelvis around here somewhere. Actually, hang on, let me find it, because I want to know where it is. I found it Halloween a couple years ago. I was like, I thought it was just you know, fake, but no, it's like a legitimate pelvis. So, but I mean, here's the skull. So, you know, maybe, I don't know. I mean, it could be a small raccoon, it could, but yeah. For anyone, I love the macabre kind of thing. I've got a pelvis, I've got a squirrel skull. There was a buck that was killed not too long ago, like a year or two ago, and I wanted to wait for the birds to pick it clean. I was gonna go get some of it, you know, like its skull, but I guess some human moved it. But because I kept walking by every day because I had to go to Dollar General, and the birds, like the vultures and all that, they were picking it pretty good. Around the head area, it was pretty good. It was looking good and clean. And I'm like, okay, well, just looks like a bit more needs to be taken away, and I'll have no problem collecting what's there. And no, someone moved it. So I was like, well, there goes that. But I love macabre items like that, like skulls and, you know, things like taxidermy and stuff like that. I love it. But yeah, I just went to Dollar General and saw. I was like, what the hell is that? And then I go and find that it's a skull, a squirrel skull. The things you find. But I'm still wanting to know what kind of what pelvis this belongs to, because it looks too big to be a squirrel. So I'm thinking it's like maybe a small raccoon, or it was just lying in the street, like on this by the sidewalk. But obviously a lot. It's been aged from however long, because it's much darker than the skull is. But yeah. So for people who didn't know I was into that type of stuff, I am. I use it as tributes to my Dark Lord. Lucifer, protect me. No, but yeah. But yeah, the cat. I saw a tail, and I'm like, where's the rest of it? Then I go outside, what was it, yesterday, and I step on a dead bird that one of them put on the freaking mat out there. I'm like, guys, could you not put things right here on the mat where I step? Like, I opened the door, and I thought I accidentally stepped on one of the kittens. But then I realized it wasn't moving after I stepped on it. And I looked down, and it's a dead bird. I'm like, guys, can you not do this? I don't care which one of you did it. Just please stop. Just please stop. So I didn't want to pick it up. So we have like shears, you know, like hedge clippers and all that. So I just kind of over into the yard, because it had ants crawling on it already. I'm like, I'm not picking it up. Normally I would. You know, squirrel, bird, I don't care. I'll just pick it up and throw into the yard. But it had ants crawling all over it. I'm like, no. Because you pick it up a second later, your arm's going to all ants all over. So I'm like, I'm not doing that. So I just chucked it out there with the you know, the clippers. But anyway. Yeah, it's been quite a week. Quite a week. What a world! What a world! But anyway. Yeah, that's gonna do for me. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye guys.